Welcome to WannaWeeb. My name is Echo, and we have Ms. Lace here today.
Hi!
For today, it's close to Valentine's Day where we are right now, so we're deciding to talk about couple goals. And by couple goals, we're wanting to see what animes are the best couples, which one, the lovey-dovey couples, the romantic couples, not the hentai couples, because obviously this is not that type of show. It could be like an after dark show maybe in the future, but not right now. So regardless, we picked two different animes that have what we think are couple goals. And if you guys agree, definitely leave a comment below. But let's jump into it. My love story is between Takeo and Rinko. And Takeo is like a huge, big, buffy, muscular guy who saves Rinko, who is like a petite little red-headed, kind of like popular little girl. Well, they're high schoolers. And he saves her from a groper on the train. And yeah, she was getting groped. Which, gross as it is. But he saves her, puts the guy in his place, and from that very moment, she fell in love with him. And he looks like a really, really big, like wrestler looking thing, like big lips, but he's super kind-hearted, like a giant teddy bear, and she sees that with him. And they go to the same high school, I believe. It's been a second. And they are dating, they're falling in love, they're doing like first with everybody, like first like dates, first holding hands, first kiss. It's so cute and it's so romantic, and it goes on with some time, and it's like one of them is adorable and the other one looks like he can beat you up, but at the same time he's such a teddy bear that this like mixed match duo makes you want to root for them. And this poor guy has some self-esteem issues. Like he's got all the bronze but not the brains, and so he's thinking like many times like, oh, she's not really into me, or she deserves better. And she's just like, no, I like you, like, no, I want to hold your hand. And she really loves him, even though he's like, I guess, low confidence. And with the manga being so old ago, and I'm saying so old, like 2011 wasn't that long ago, but it is, that it goes, I don't want to guess I don't.
It's okay. Spoiler alerts.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alerts. To explain these couples, we have to spoil it. I'm sorry.
We're gonna have to. So this is a romantic comedy with first years. Again, my guy Tanko, he is very tall, muscular. Everyone dwarfs underneath him because he's so tall. Women tend to find him off-putting and frightening by his appearance because they think he looks like a gorilla. But he is popular among the men because of how big and fitness-oriented he is. So the guys love him, just the girls are afraid of him. But he's actually, again, super nice. He's selfless, he always wants to help others, and he didn't think twice in saving Rinko, even though he didn't know who she was. He's like, I must save this person, and I'm gonna get it done. At the end of the whole entire thing, the whole show, after they've been through a lot of trials, and he protects her and everything, at the end, he realizes that no matter what he looks like, like kind of Beauty and the Beast type of thing, she's the one for him, and she's always going to be there for him. And the very last like page of the whole thing is he proposes to her, and she says yes. And this is like the end of high school.
Aww.
Like this is all the end of time, high school graduation. He goes ahead and he's just like, will you marry me? And she says yes. So like you see all their like little, protecting each other, making sure each other feels thought of, little trinkets like, oh, here's a little keychain, or like, here's this, I'm gonna think about you, defending each other in schools or all their bullies. Like, it's just like they didn't fall into a pattern where it's like, oh, you're too pretty to be with him, or like, yo, dude, don't date somebody that can't protect herself or whatever. It's like, no, they're just so cute and they're cuddly. It's a really good one, and the animation's really, really good. It's not like the early animation where, like, you've seen Fruit Basket. So Fruit Basket, the original animation, It's a little scary. It's a little interesting 2D movement. And this one does not have that. It has better animation, even though it's a little older. And you feel like the whole like sakura petals falling in the air and having them go on like amusements and just doing their thing. I find it adorable, but I recommend it. You should watch it. It's been a second. The whole animation is done. The manga's been done since 2016, and yeah, it's just cute. Shy girl falls for a big burly guy, and they just, it's like a slow burn. They like just fall in love. I think there's 13 volumes, so it goes on quite a bit. And I did mention, again, spoiler, that they do break up because he thinks that she could do better. And the fact that she wins him back over, and you know, they fall back in love, and it's cute. It's teenage love, yes, I'm sorry, but I was a teenager before. I thought it was cute. I just was just like I don't know, I just like the little sensitive guy. Not little, he's huge. I like the sensitive guys. The fact that he's just so caring and like wanting to take care of her, and then the fact that she's like shy and bursting out of her bubble to be with him. It's so good.
Is it one of those animes when they don't kiss until like the very, very end?
About halfway.
Okay.
Not the very end, no. We're gonna go like we'll say a couple of volumes in, but no, at the end is like the whole like you can kind of tell the author was gonna end it when high school was ending, so the fact that he wrapped it up with a proposal makes sense, even though being 18 and married, or it's like Love is Blind in my mind. It's like it's a little too early, but whatever. It's your life. It was it was a slow burn, but it was like it was paced very well. Like things were happening. And it's a slice of life romance comedy, so there's people who in there who are making jokes, stalking them on their dates, seeing how they're doing, you know, like, oh, you gotta check out these people and like see if they're having like a fun day, or like, no way he's dating her, da da da. And it's cute. I haven't again seen it in so long, but when we talked about couples goals, I couldn't pick one, so I had to like dig down in my archives and be like, who is a couple that like through the whole manga and through like everything was just so in love with each other and like actually cared about each other, which I thought of Yuri on Ice because I thought that was very interesting because I watched it and I was like, oh, but I didn't pick that one. And then I thought of Inuyasha with Inuyasha and Kagome, but that one's like a love-hate one, and it took a while to like get there, and again another slow burn. But like having like the other woman involved pisses me off. I can't stand it. Drives me insane. Like, pick one. You can't have both. Pick one. That's not the whole point. You're supposed to fall in love, be in love. That's it. This is a manga, okay? Don't make me mad. I will throw away the book. As simple as that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I also hate the stories when one of the characters can decide who to be with. At that point, don't be with either one of them. Just let it go. Let them go. Let them do their own thing. Let them find their own happiness. Stop being greedy. And if you don't actually fully fall for someone and you're questioning it all the time, like, are you really in love, or you're just, you know, weighing your pros and cons? Like, it's not very romantic if you're like, oh, maybe she is the best one for me. Oh, maybe I should pick her. Like,
it's so
this
dumb.
is not a grocery store. You're not just going there and checking which bag of chips you like better.
Do I want Doritos Ranch or do I want Dorito Nacho? Which am I in the mood for?
Yeah.
Pick one. No.
And this reminds me of it kind of like American media as well, where every love story is always just so sad and there's always so much cheating on each other. I'm sorry, that like for me that's over. If you turn around and you sleep with someone else, it's
absolutely
over.
You're living in the doghouse. Like, not even with Jemmy and Dahlia. Like, you're out. Like, get out. We're done. It's not happening.
Yeah. And like, for example, shows like How I Met Your Mother, it's really funny, but for me it's not a love story whatsoever. I'm sorry, it's not romantic in any way. Whichever couple it is, every couple had some issues with you know, their story. But the main guy, what was his name? Is Ted. Is it Ted?
Who?
Is it Todd? I
From
don't.
where?
The main guy.
Who?
From How I Met Your Mother.
Oh gosh.
What's his name?
Ted. Todd. Oh my god. I don't remember.
Right? Wait. Ted.
I'm like, Ted. Now I'm like, I'm just as confused. Yeah, no, Ted. You know, that show was stupid too. That was just the slow burn of that, and then the kids aging on the couch was just dumb.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, whenever anyone brings it up, I was like, just don't watch the last few episodes. They don't count, okay? Let him find the mother, and that should be it. Why is he going back to the...
No,
sorry.
I agree.
Sorry, I need to calm down.
No, I agree with you, because it's just, like you said, like, the American shows, like, they were like, oh, he cheated on me, or like, oh, he doesn't want to have the baby, or like, oh, she cheated on me, and blah, blah, blah. It's so over and done with that it's become like everybody's like idea of what romance is, like, oh, I should forgive him. Like, no, absolutely not. That's not something you want to inspire when you have a relationship. You don't want to be like, oh, it's okay, I'll forgive him, and no, absolutely not.
Exactly.
You want someone who
it's such a terrible yeah, just the love stories that we have in movies and media are just not it. That's not how it should be. Like, I know relationships are difficult in many ways, but they shouldn't be painful all of the time.
Yeah, no, that
like
you shouldn't be putting bandages all over your heart for someone who doesn't even care about you. Like, that's not healthy, unless there's people who like that. What are those, masochists, sadists, whatever they're called?
Yeah,
no, I mean, you do you, boo, but I'm good, thanks. No thanks, actually.
exactly. And we need more good examples of what relationships should be, and there are more like romantic anime that I'm watching lately that are like, they're very cute, and they actually go through like real problems.
Yeah.
For example, from Me to You, it's on Netflix right now, and I also binge watched it so quickly. And I feel like that was a great example of like a high school relationship where you were still kind of developing your self-worth, and you don't think that the other person actually likes you. Like, I related to that back when I was in high school, you know, because those are the issues that you have in like early relationships. So I was like, oh, do they actually like me? Maybe they just said that not to hurt my feelings. So that was very, very cute, very like kind of early relationship. You're kind of just learning things.
Seen it. I'll have to watch it.
Oh, you have to watch it.
To.
I binged it. So
you always binge them.
Because once I start, I can't finish. Okay,
I know. It's just like I haven't watched these. You're like, I watched 12. I'm like, I'm still on the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly like. I said once I start, I can't finish. What I meant to say, once I start, I must finish.
I understood you.
Like, possibly can.
I guess that's for everybody else. She must start and end. If we stop in the middle, she's gonna forget. We gotta start at the beginning again, and we gotta go over.
Yeah. Thankfully, I'm able to kind of multitask and have anime running when I'm doing like other stuff. So I can do that a lot. I know not everyone can do it. But honestly, if I'm cooking, I have it playing on my phone. Then if I'm eating, I bring my food with me to the dining room and eat it there and watch it there. It's like, I can't stop. I need to know what's going to happen. And a lot of times I can't wait so much that I look up what's going to happen before I watch the episode.
How we don't miss anything. See, now if I was with you, if we were a couple, I would make sure I'd be like, girl, I got all your subtitles ready. I know exactly what's gonna happen. You're not gonna miss anything. And don't worry about making dinner. I got you. Watch your anime. Don't worry about it. That's how you take care of each other.
I must know. Yeah. And this is actually what happened with the anime that I picked, with the couple that I picked.
I know this one. It's so good.
I selected My Happy Marriage, and I immediately was so hooked, so obsessed to the point that I watched the anime. Like, I was staying up late with like my eyes barely open. I was just like, keep awake. Just one more episode.
It's so good.
And I was like, when I was done watching on the couch, I would go in the bed and then turn on Netflix on my phone. And I was just like, until I fall asleep, I must watch.
I'm just changing my location. I'm just putting my ambulation legs to work and be like, all right, we're going to here, up the stairs, and now there. Yeah, that's enough movement for the day. That's good. I did something.
Exactly. And I got so obsessed that for the first time ever, I decided to pick up a manga. So I hope you're proud of me.
You got the manga for it? You know what? That's good.
Yes.
Support the artist.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, that's so cool.
I almost pick up a novel too, because apparently it's based on a novel rather than manga. I'm already almost done with the first volume. Can't wait for the rest. But let me tell you why I loved it so much. So we follow a story of Mio. It's not a lie, okay? It's a Cinderella story. We all know this, but there are differences, and I think the Cinderella story overall is a great way to write romance to begin with. And there's so many different examples of that. So I'm not mad that they kind of, based the story on that. We have an evil stepmother, we have an evil stepsister. But the difference is that this is in Japan, and the way she gets saved, it's very different. So at the very beginning, in the first episode, I thought that she's going to be matched with someone else than she has. So at the very beginning, in the first couple of episodes, I thought that My Happy Marriage was kind of a fake title, where she's going to be in a marriage where she's like not happy and she's kind of stuck in it, and a story of her trying to get out of it to get back with the boy that liked her ever since she was, a little girl and he was a little boy. But it wasn't it.
Nope.
But I wasn't mad about it either. So spoiler alert, to explain it, I need to tell you what's going on in the anime. Mio was born to a very special family that had superpowers, super abilities. Unfortunately, her mother died, and her father got back with his ex-girlfriend, who he dated before he got matched and forced to marry.
Gross.
For family reasons. So because of that, the stepmother hated Mio, treated her like garbage, and she had her own daughter who had long blonde hair. She was beautiful, and she was treated like a total princess, and that girl showed some special abilities, but Mio didn't have any. She didn't have any special abilities, and they treated her terribly, and essentially she was a servant in that household. Other servants really liked her, so they wanted to protect her to the point where most of her duties were outside chores, so she can avoid the family as much as possible. Which I really liked, that we learned that other people are seeing how unfair she was being treated. So that was kind of gave me like a little bit of a warm feeling in my heart. It was like, okay, like,
Aww.
It's not that everyone treated her terribly. Like, she had some people who supported her, and there is a whole like kind of a side story to that as well. And then one day, this boy that is a son of their, let's say, family friends. There are two families that are kind of friendly. He comes over, and he's so nice to Mio. He gifts her candies from a different country, and he's like, oh, this is for you and for other servants, like blah blah blah. And then he promises her hey, like, I want to protect you, I want to save you from here. And this is where I thought that this is our guy, okay? Because he was so sweet.
Yeah,
he was so
the
nice.
nice guy does not
he
win.
was there for her. Yeah. And it looked like she really cared about him too, and she kind of hoped that he would be the one saving her. Later on, we find out that he is going to be marrying her evil stepsister. And then I was just like, whoa.
Nasty.
Okay. I didn't expect that. And she was going to be sent off to a completely different family, Kudos, that was known for
Wait, you said kudo.
their...
Like, kudos, like, yeah, like, cool.
I was like, Kudos.
But sorry, Lord Kudo, my bad.
Yeah, Lord Kudo. Lord Kudo was known for being cruel and evil and did not like any of his past fiancés. So essentially, Mio's father did that, kind of hoping that she would be thrown out to the streets after a couple of days, because the longest he was engaged, Lord Kudo, was 3 days. That was the longest. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm scared for her. I was like, God damn it, what is going on? Like, I feel so bad for her. She already went through so much hardship in her life. And not only that, but she had to pack all of her belongings in a couple of hours because she had to leave in the morning the next day. And I was like, oh, she won't even have time to say goodbye to anyone. And that was like very sad. So even though like she wanted to get out of the house, this is not how she thought it was gonna go. Sadly. But once she gets to the house of Kudo, house of Kudo.
The Kudo house, the really cool house.
The Kudo house. She's being greeted by the servant, and she's very nice. Miss Yuri, if I
I think it's Miss
say
Yuri.
it right, Yuri. Yeah, she's super nice, super sweet, and surprisingly, she tells her something. She tells her that a young master is actually very nice and sweet, which is not what she heard. So I was like, what's going on?
Like, how does that work when he's only had a fiance for 3 days max? And many of them by chance.
Yes. And then finally, it's time for Mio to meet Lord Kudo. And he's not very nice, okay? He's not nice at all.
Bit of a butthead.
He has a wall up here. He doesn't even want to talk to her. He doesn't want to, look at her. But okay, it's first day. It's still very awkward. This is an arranged marriage. They don't know each other. Give them time, okay? The next morning, she grew up as a servant, right? So it's like, oh, what am I supposed to do? I don't know how to act like a lady, because she was never taught the special traditions that, are held by the house, of the woman of the house. So the only thing she knew was how to serve. So she went in, cooked breakfast, and she was, hoping that this would be a way for them to connect. Miss Yuri was very happy about it. She mentioned like she's, very old now, so she can really use the help. That didn't go well though. And I was surprised. Again.
Yeah.
So Lord Kudo was like, I'm not eating this. I don't know you. Are you trying to poison me or something, girl?
So rude, honestly. So rude.
That was so mean.
The way his attitude was. Ugh.
It was just the worst. But very quickly, with the help of Miss Yuri, who I love so much, he's starting to warm up and start to understand that she is not like the older ladies. She's not there for his money. She's not there for his power. She's, there hoping for an actual marriage, and she's actually nice. She's actually cooking because she wants to. She's, nice because she wants to. Like, she's very, just sweet. So with that, their story kind of unfolds, and we see a change in both of them. And this is exactly why I picked them as couple goals, because in my opinion, the best couple, the best, marriage, the best union of two people is when you try to be better for the other person every day. You want to be the best version of yourself for them. So it's not from your selfish reasons, but just because you want to be there for them. And that's what love is, in my opinion. And this is exactly what we see in this anime. Because Mio wants to, you know, improve herself. She wants to be worthy of standing next to such powerful figure like Lord Kudo. Like, she wants to be the lady. She wants to be beautiful like he is. She wants to act properly for their, you know, status, right? And then on the other hand, he wants to protect her. He's like noticing, wait a minute, this is not how normal people act. What happened to her? What hardship has she went through? And he goes back to the house and be like, hey guys, you are pieces of and you have to apologize to her. And when he said that, I was like, whoa, he's actually asking for them to apologize for Mio for the years of abuse. And I was like, I was not expecting
I wasn't
that,
either
okay?
when I saw that. I was shocked. I'm like, he actually did that? Being a jackass that he was at the beginning, I was shocked.
And, you know, I feel like a lot of men in such a powerful positions would be like, oh, I don't want someone who was, you know, treated like garbage. But then also on other ones would be like, you can never tell anyone what happened to you, and that, you know, kind of erase that history and we're moving clean. But he was like, no, we need to address your past. We need to talk about what happened to you. They need to apologize to you because that was not okay. And now I'm going to help you heal from that past trauma. And
he does so
in the
well.
anime, he said
he does so well with it.
Yeah.
He's cute. Now. Before, no.
No, yeah. The first couple of days were rough, but honestly, they were just a couple of days. If you think of, like, if you look at the timeline, it was
because
very
we skipped
quick
the 3-day mark at that point. She advanced.
Yeah. 3 days was like, oh, okay.
She's like, oh, she made it. I'm gonna be nice now.
But then once you like learn who his mother is, also you kind of start understanding why he was so standoffish to everyone at the very beginning. So I definitely understand that. Like, his walls were really high as well. But you know, she helps him with that, and you know, him wanting to heal her at such a deep level really like made me so obsessed with this anime, because they're not skipping that part. Because in a lot of times, in a lot of anime, a lot of movies, a lot of shows, the person who was abused in the past, they just get over it like that, and then suddenly they're super powerful, suddenly they're so confident. But in here we see it very slowly, and even though she is gaining that confidence, there are days when she like shows so much confidence. She's like, I am like, you know, strong, I'm actually going to protect him. And then the next day she has nightmares and she's crying and she's like, I'm worthless. So that's how healing goes. And I think this is a very great depiction of like, hey, you don't just, you know, go to therapy one time and you're fine.
No, that's not how that works.
You actually have to work through
Couples,
this.
that's not how that works. You do multiple times, please and thank you. It's healthy. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. And this is exactly why I think that they're such a great couple. They are really bringing the best in each other, and it's really funny when you kind of see the little jealousy here and there. It's very cute as well, because this is also what's, you know, healthy in a relationship too. Like, it's not always great. And I like that there are a couple situations where they have arguments, but then they get together and talk it out instead of, again, pretending nothing happened in like a lot of movies and anime. They actually talk it out. And this is kind of like afterwards. There was one scene when they're sitting together outside and they're having a little cup of tea and their moon is out on the sky. And one of them, I think Mio, says like, oh, look at the moon, it's so beautiful today. And I didn't realize how important that scene was. Like, I was like, oh, this is very cute, like, you know. But then I learned that there is like this phrase in Japanese that if you say like the moon is beautiful tonight, it kind of means like I love you.
It's really
I saw it like
cute.
on yeah, and I was like, oh, so that scene was actually like much more important than I thought. Because that was actually them saying like, hey, like I love you, I love you.
Yeah.
So that was super, super cute too. Even though I don't think they actually said those words yet to each other from as much as I watched and read, but I think that was a very beautiful way for them to show how much they care about each other by adoring something together, you know?
Yeah. It's a really good anime. I haven't watched season 2 yet, which is my bad because I'm actually back in my last semester, so I haven't been anime watching, which I'm jealous because you're like, I have the manga. I'm like, sorry, bleep. Like I really want to like read it and like watch it. And I know it's like sitting on Netflix in my continue section, and I was like, stop haunting me. I will watch you when I have a chance. Like every time it's like the first one. I'm like, I didn't watch you last. Why are you the first one that sits there? Like I had like
because it's so
I
good.
know. And it's like new episode. I'm like, I know, shut up. Like stop telling me that. I want to watch it, believe me.
New episodes every Monday.
It's so good. And I'm happy it's getting better. I did before this podcast and YouTube, whoever this may be showing, make sure you follow us on all those different platforms. But before this started, I sent you in our Discord another one that's just like My Happy Marriage. It's so good, but it has a little bit more not like the ghost ghouly thing that happens in My Happy Marriage, but more like demons, like actual different demons that could be human looking, could be an animal, and in which case they're more vicious, but it's the same type of pattern where she was in a Cinderella situation, and this time instead of her being sent away like Mia was, this girl actually gets saved in that situation, but not in a like romantic or anything type of way. It was more of a I'm not gonna ruin it for you because I actually want you to read it. So for those who are interested in what I'm talking about, this anime is called, oh goodness, can I even say it? The Ayakashi Hunter's Tainted Bride. If you had a chance, read it. It's still, if you watch it on read it online for free, it's still uploading. I don't know if I can find it in stores, but if you can, support the author, buy it in the store. But definitely, that is like a similar one, and it's so cute. And I just fall for those, like, I don't know, like, still samurai, but not samurai times. And it's like, it still has some modern times in it, like, there's still the cars and all that. And you're like, oh, this is cute. Like, the whole attitude is adorable. And then the female character, I agree with you. She's just so, she's so fragile. But then you see her blossoming, which is like, I don't know, it's just like that happy feeling when you see a character actually growing. And you're like, oh, good, stand up for yourself. Like, oh, I'm happy you spoke up. Like, keep going. It's like, ugh. So cute. I just want to squeeze them. So, to wrap this up, we decided to give us an honorable mentions to anime couples who just didn't make it in today's episode. So we're just gonna get a little rapid fire on which ones, well, one each, which ones that just made today's episode.
So for me, it was Toru Honda and Kyo.
Of course it was.
It's, I honestly was so happy that they ended up together, and that at the end of the show that they're showing kind of like their future. It was so heartwarming. I was scared that she's going to end up with Yuki. So the developments of the anime made me really happy. Even though there are some red flags with Kyo and Toru, I think at the end of the day they overcame everything. So they are such a wonderful couple, such a cute couple. But they had some issues, you know. At the end of the day, they're still wonderful, and if we're going to do it next year, I'm probably gonna pick them.
You're gonna rewatch it for this year anyway, so you're gonna see it again.
Yes. I absolutely love them. I think they're great together, and it's a great example of opposites attracting each other, and also trying to get better for the other person, trying to be the best version of yourself.
Honestly, you said
What about
you
you?
said Taru, and I was just like, oh, I could go for bubble tea right now. Like, I don't want that purple one. Which I have to tell you later. There's a K-pot in Tom's River Pina and I went to. So freaking good. Oh,
really?
Yeah, we did barbecue, and then we did the one with the soup where you cook the meat inside of it.
Oh, hot pot?
Yeah, it was so freaking good. I'll tell you, we'll have to make a date of it. It was so good.
Okay.
I had so many snow crab legs. Oh, but okay. So my anime that almost made it today's episode was what we call. You can watch it. It's actually going on Crunchyroll now, or it's been on for a little bit. It's called The Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague, and it's really cute. So it's like this guy is kind of like he's like a weird spirit guy, but it doesn't go into like his whole like, oh, he was from the ice mountains and he controls the power of ice and snow and whatever. It's just like, oh no, he controls ice and snow and he works in Tokyo. Great. Everyone doesn't really care about it. It's not like a big hoopla. And he is in love with his female coworker, who is pretty much just a blank face. She has a little bit of like a cutesy side, but he's finding her very attractive and very cute. So every time he's like trying to like get her attention, or she does something that makes him all like happy, instead of him being like, oh my god, I'm gonna get like a nosebleed, or I'm sweating because she's so cute, he like freezes everything. So it's like everything's frozen, the desk is frozen, he sits frozen. And they're just like, oh, okay. Like, this is the opposite, but that's how he reacts. And it's cute. It's it's a slice of life. I feel like I say slice of life all the time, but those are the animes I like. And they do, spoiler, go on a date eventually. And when they do go on a date, they go to the aquarium, of course, because gotta see the penguins. He's a nice guy. And it's just really, really, really cute. They haven't finished it yet. It's still going on. It's not that many chapters out. I think there's only like about 50. So when you get into it, it's a very slow burn, but there's so much comedy in it because this poor guy, he's trying his best and being romantic. Like, he makes her snowflakes in the air so she can see the snow in like a different season. It's really cute. And the way that they just grow with each other, and him just trying to find ways to like grab her attention, but there's little things she's doing too that he doesn't realize that's grabbing his attention. That's like, oh, let me make sure he has something to eat, or let me make sure like I hold the door for him. Like, those little things, you're like, oh, they're getting there. They're gonna get together. It's gonna happen. I'm just waiting. But that one's a really cute one. Almost consider it's one of the newer ones versus my love story anime, but I recommend both of them. But read my love story first, because that one just tickles. It's so cute. It's so cute. And it's done, so you don't have to be like, oh, I need more.
That's so sweet. When you said that he was making her snowflakes, I was like, oh, that's such a cute thing.
So
if you have powers, that's such a cool thing to do.
And when he gets all excited when he freezes, it's funny as heck. Because it's like, he's excited over the silly thing. Like, oh, she picked up my pencil. Froze. like, no, dude. That's not something to get excited about. Like, just go ahead and like move on. But it is adorable. It's really, really cute. And she acknowledges the fact that he freezes, and she's just like poking at his ice. She's like, are you done yet? Like, get out. Like, move.
So yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with us. For this episode, I had a really good time having our girls' night.
It was Valentines for us.
Love. Yes. And I hope to see you guys again. Comment your couple goals down below, because I'm just obsessed with romance apparently these days, that I want to know of all the romantic anime there is. I prefer the ones with happy endings, but I'll watch the sad ones too.
I will not watch the sad ones. I cannot afford my tears. I'm gonna keep them in. Please and thank you.
Alright, so remember to like, subscribe, and bye!